Now, if you love and support the police, there's something that's extremely painful for a lot of you who wind up flying your blue line flags and back to blue, and I got your six, and you post all that stuff online. And that is actually recognizing that the police's humanity is second to the citizens they serve. Now, I know a lot of you have no fucking clue how to even comprehend that, and you all want to sit there and say, well, you got to humanize the badge and all that. But the reason that the police, in my opinion, men and women who serve on the streets, are the greatest among us as human beings is because they have to put their humanity aside in order to properly serve the Constitution. And I know that's going to piss so many of you fucking off. You see, what makes the American police officer the greatest human being among us, the man, the woman who actually gets up and honors the badge and the oath that they swore to serve, what makes them superior to all of us is the fact that they swear an oath to the Constitution, which includes due process. What does that mean? That means even the shittiest human beings among us, the criminals, those who can't assimilate properly into society, they get due process according to the Constitution. They've got this right of the presumption of innocence until being proven guilty. And sadly, so many of you armchair quarterbacks, you fucking couch potatoes, you keyboard warriors want the police to do your dirty work. You don't even go to your village hall meetings. You have no idea what your police department or your agency is like, but you sit back from the comfort of your home, scroll your feeds, and when you see somebody brutalized at the hand of the police, you think they deserve it and you fucking love it. That takes the humanity out of cops more than anything else on the planet. Sadly, when cops put the humanity of the citizens above theirs, it is the most difficult for any human being to do, and it's what makes them better than all of us because they take the shit, they take the violence, they take the force right to the edge of what's lawfully necessary, and they have to stop. And it's the hardest fucking thing to do as any human being out there, especially when it comes to dealing with these scum shitbags every day on the street. And this is what makes cops better than all of us. And to illustrate my point, I'm old enough to remember this scene. Some of you are too. So there you had it. You had Dr. Mark Green, right? He'll swear the oath to do no harm. He's got an active shooter in his care. He's alone. Nobody sees. So what does he do? He refuses to give him care and lets the shooter die, right? A criminal got the justice he deserved. And I know so many of you fucking think that that's the greatest thing on the planet. And as far as television goes, we all loved it at the time. It was like absolutely great. Now, how does that apply for law enforcement? I know every single day a lot of you see what goes on in the world through your social media, and crime is pumped ad nauseum in all of our feeds, and we see these shitbag savage animals raping and murdering and killing and stealing and robbing white, black, Hispanic, I don't give a fuck what they are, and we see our criminal justice system fail them every single day. You get recidivism rate is absolutely abhorrent. You have DAs and SAs who will not prosecute, plea deals like crazy, and the cop is stuck in the middle. And what most of you want is your law enforcement to dish out punishment on the street. That's not what happens. That's not the point of your American police officer, and it's not what makes them superior to others. So if you love the fact that our police officers, our men and women in blue, who get up and they are shit on every single day by we the citizens, the media, the politicians, the government, and they have the hardest fucking job on the planet. It is the most difficult job in America. They are subhumans in the eyes of so many, yet we expect so much of them. We don't support them the way that we should. And when others who represent law enforcement don't honor the Constitution, they wind up vilifying and making the cops' job even harder. Grady Judd is one of my favorite examples on somebody who does not respect or honor the Constitution, especially when it comes to due process. And it's going to piss a lot of you fucking off, but you need to hear the reality.
Let me introduce you to a Chicago police officer. This is Dwayne Ocasio. He's 32. Oh yeah, you're wondering about right now what's going on. This is a mugshot. We arrested him Friday night out at River Ranch Resort. And here's what happened. He and a group of people were around a golf cart in the middle of the road. The security guard politely asked him, "Hey, you need to move your golf cart out of the road." You know what this guy did? He cussed the security guard, used a racial slur. That's right. And then pushed the security guard. So, of course, the security officer, being very smart, retreated and called the sheriff's office. We found our suspect in a room. Now, he had already told the security officer, "You're lucky. I'm a Miami police officer." Not a Miami police officer. Yes, a Chicago police officer assigned to the 15th District. We didn't know that at the time. We're knocking on the door, and after 15 minutes, a lady comes to the door by the name of Maria. And we said, "Can we speak to Dwayne Ocasio?" She said yes, and she closed the door. We knocked on the door, and after about 10 minutes of knocking on the door and saying Polk County Sheriff's Office, this guy from inside said, "Who the blank is the Polk County Sheriff's Office?" We knocked on the door. He said, "I don't give a blank what the Polk County Sheriff's Office or who the Sheriff's Office is." Well, finally he opened the door. And our witness confirmed that this guy was the person who battered him, who shoved him. So we arrested him. That's when we found out he was a Chicago police officer from the 15th District. Now he knows who the Polk County Sheriff's Office is when we put him in the Polk County Jail. I bet the people of Chicago are not happy with him using racial slurs and battering somebody and giving our deputies a hard time. Been a lot better for him if he'd have just been nice and cooperated.
Law enforcement has to be fair. And we have the greatest criminal justice system in America. And it's fucking flawed. It has a lot of problems. Our DAs and SAs don't do their fucking job. Politicians ruin it. And then we have sheriffs who go online and discover the power of social media for re-election versus supporting their sheriff's deputies to do the job. Police chiefs are just as guilty as well, too. How the fuck can this cop or any criminal who's afforded due process, no matter how much you hate it, even when you don't have the evidence, and all you have is the word of your favorite social media sheriff telling you what to believe, and you automatically condemn someone, how can they get a fair fucking trial in that county? Anytime we have a violation of due process, it should be one of the greatest tragedies in law enforcement. Fuck, you guys all know that I believe that if a cop violates willingly somebody's due process on the street, it should be capital punishment. It should be a death penalty seeking case. There's no question about it in my eyes. But if we're going to go this route, and we're going to support our men and women in blue, who are the greatest among us, because they have to take their emotions and curb them to the side and go right to the edge of what is necessary to keep the peace and maintain order, then we have to start at the top. There is no way I support in any way, shape, or form our police, our sheriffs, assigning guilt. The system is fucking flawed. The cops get fucked over. I know firsthand what it's like to present something to a state's attorney and they, 6 DUIs? No, I'll cut them loose. What? You've got individually wrapped bags of drugs for distribution? Nah, give them an I-bond. I know how fucking frustrating that it is. The whole process is, but it's still the best in the world. And I know a lot of you want to see justice done at the hands of your cops, and that will never be the case. Don't poison or dishonor the oath that these men and women swear every single day to uphold simply because you want a criminal held accountable that the courts are not doing. I condemn Grady Judd for doing this. Every fucking press conference he has, take the information that your sheriff's deputies did. You didn't do it. You weren't on the street. You weren't riding in the squad car. You didn't serve the fucking warrant. Your men and women did. We don't have body camera footage to review it, but we're not going to glorify them. You want some real work done? Put them up on the podium and have the work done. Show that you really support them. But right now, all we have in America is me, and the cops are stuck in the middle. Policy, politicians, government, media. We can't destroy due process or the presumption of innocence any longer simply because we're so frustrated as human beings that we want to see the bad guy fucking punished so badly. I condemn this 100%. And I don't want it to affect you someday driving through a county one day and you meet some cop who has a bad fucking day and they take their shit out on you simply because they can. This needs to be condemned and the Constitution honored.